What up, everybody? What up? What up? What up? Low in the building.
What's happening?
What's going on with you? How you doing?
You know, another day above ground is always a good day.
Facts. My boy Biggie. My boy Biggie says that a lot too. So, you know what I'm saying you play Park Queensbridge, man. I'm
Does
starting
he
to
look
think
like
that.
Biggie?
Nah, he don't look like Biggie. You know, Queensbridge dude. We the most beautiful men on the planet, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Oh man, you started early. You are starting early. Look, this is new for us because we normally record at night,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
we're on a Breakfast Club now. We're recording this morning, so
Yeah, facts. Yeah, Breakfast Club, whatever. They should have never hired Jess Hilarious, man. She's just to me. But that's another conversation. You know it. I know it. Stop playing. You know, they should have hired B Simone. She's funnier. Nah,
I
I'm
don't
just
think
playing.
it. I was gonna say I don't think it's about a comical thing. I think it's about their synergy together.
Yeah, yeah, no, 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 no. They're gonna be great together.
I
I know.
think, I
They're gonna.
think, I think, because I listen to the show, and I think that because I'm in the car a lot with my job, and I think that she brings something different than Angela Yee did. Angela's still doing her thing, but I think Jess brings a little something different to them.
Look at us talking about culture and stuff now. Before basketball, that's not us.
Right.
Um, Yeah. So, oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I forgot this. Yeah, yeah. It's on you now. You know what I'm saying? Because we're here. You know what I mean? New format, new things like that. Tell everybody what we're doing, man.
Yes, 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 yes. So we have we have decided to put everything under one umbrella, which is the 9450. Um, and I've been badgering DA about it because I personally think that it's just easier to have everything under one roof. It's easier for the consumer to listen to. You don't have to go to three different links and things to figure out how to hear us and where to listen to us. I have friends that specifically listen, and they're very faithful listeners of my WNBA podcast. Of course, I access with Lauren. And so when I told them that I was doing an NBA podcast, they're like, well, where can I find that? And then it's, a whole different avenue that they have to take in order to hear that. So I think it was just best to have everything under one umbrella. And it's like a one stop shop. What's better than that?
Yeah. So that's the way. I know it's gonna be kind of crazy the first couple episodes. You're gonna be like, what? But no, we are not walking away from women's basketball. Definitely not doing that. We still got jump ball and study hall with K Dot. Keeping 9450. Of course, I access with Lauren. Um, what else? Beyond the 9450. All
Hmm.
that stuff is still there. We just want to consolidate all this stuff and just put it under one roof so we can, give y'all the best show possible and stuff. Like, especially with the ladies on this network, they all do NBA too. Like, if you listen to Beyond the 9450, they probably talk a lot of NBA. With
Hmm.
Shantae and Brittany, they talk a lot of NBA and stuff, what's going on. So I was like, all right, cool. We could do it. And so don't trip. We're not running away from women's basketball and stuff like that. Actually, we have a big, big, big project that we are working on.
Yes.
They're waiting for me because I haven't recorded my stuff
Nope.
yet. Um,
They not gonna beat you up.
but yeah, K Dot's gonna get at me. You know what I'm saying? But we are working on a big project. The name of the project is called Reimagining a Dynasty, and all I know that we was just talking about the human comets. I mean, human comets, the Houston Comets. That's all I'll say, and we're gonna dead it at that. But let's we what's the name of this NBA show that we're talking about? I don't even know the name of it, so we ain't naming nothing yet. We're gonna just have a little bit of fun, talk some basketball, and that's what it is. So our first subject is the Detroit Pistons. You know what I mean? They lost their 28th game in a row. They're tied for the longest losing streak in all of the four major sports in the United States. And yeah, the Pistons are trash. Like,
What's up, Darius?
Darius, what's up? There got people in the comments saying what up to us. But yeah, yeah. So the Pistons are trash. A lot of help.
Just simply
You know,
put, huh?
just put like that. It's you know what though. Honestly, like I get it. There's tanking and everything, but like I think that sometimes this is too much. I just think that if you're making seven figures, eight figures, nine figures even, and your coach is making NBA player money, like there should be some type of competitiveness going on and stuff, right? You know, like
But
you
do
shouldn't.
you think they're personally? Do you think they're purposely tanking?
I personally think that the coaching staff is doing this. I don't think that the players would tank. You know, I don't think that the players would tank, but I think that the coaches is purposely doing stuff that's holding this team back so they can get a good draft pick. But the crazy thing about this is that this draft that's coming up, it's not going to be that good. It's not like last year. You
Right,
know,
right,
I mean, they got some great players. I will compare it to a draft like the one that Kane Martin was in, where it's not a couple of all stars, but a lot of players that can fill in different places on the
mm-hmm,
roster and
mm-hmm,
stuff. Like and even the draft my brother was in was kind of the same thing, with players that it wasn't a super duper deep draft. It just had a bunch of good players that can do things, and then like those role players actually won championships. Like
right.
Ron won a championship, Sean Marion, won a championship, and so on and so on. So I just think that this draft is not worth it. And I would think that if this was next year with the draft, I think they got the kid Cooper Flag coming in that I could see because I
Mm-hmm.
think that kid is nice. But I don't see why teams would tank in this draft right here. You know what I'm saying? And my Spurs is in the same trash compactor too. I'm not going to front. You know what I'm saying? We're bad. We just got a win recently, but like I just think that 28 in a row in a professional league should never happen, especially in basketball. It shouldn't happen. I just think that the Detroit Pistons have to do something, right? Obviously Monty Williams is not going to be on the hot seat, but I think that
Absolutely not.
he should be on the hot seat because 28 is crazy. I can see you doing like 16, 17 in a row. Like we've seen that a lot, but 28 games is crazy. Like, if they hit the 30 mark, that's just wow. Like
They because they tie with the 76ers.
yeah, I think I forgot
Yeah, I
what
think
year.
that was the 2015 year, or was it the 2016? One of those years. Actually, I knew one of the guys that played for them as they were going through the losing, the 28 game losing streak. But they were actually trash. Like the thing is, if you look at the Pistons roster now, they have Cade. He's good. I like Jaden Ivey. I think he's coming into his own. I think he had 22 points last night. Still plays a little bit too fast for himself sometimes. Like he loses the ball very often when he's going to the basket. So might need to get stronger in terms of protecting the ball.
Yeah,
But they have pieces. They have pieces. They got the twin. Like they have pieces. So I really don't understand why they're so god awful. With the 76ers when they lost in 2014 or 15, whatever year it was. They really didn't have nobody. They didn't have like a stud, a star. Like they didn't have anything. So that's understandable. But with the talent, and you say you have a decent coach in Monty, like it's looking really bad. I mean, yesterday they were up what 19 at
yeah,
halftime,
yeah.
and you came back and lost. Like that's just game management. That's um poor habits. Like it's just not knowing how to win basketball games. Like
And that's why you don't put it on players. You put that on coaches, man. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're thinking and stuff. And one thing we know about Monty, like Monty, when he doesn't like something, he's going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? He
right.
don't really. I think that he does have an issue with Jaden Ivey. Um, like they didn't speak during the off season or something like that, and then now Jaden Ivey was coming off the bench, some weird thing.
Yeah.
They never had a conversation. Like
And he was a lottery pick. So I'm confused as
yeah,
to why with that shitty of a team, why is he coming off the bench?
yeah, exactly. I just don't understand it. I just don't get it and stuff. But hopefully the Pistons can try to you know, right the ship. At least try to
What's
get
your
the team.
prediction? How many games they gonna lose before they win?
They're going to break the record. I think the record is when the who did it? I want to say the Philadelphia 76ers went 9-73. I think that's the worst record. Um, I think they will get under them. They're not going to get 9 wins, yo. That's my prediction.
Nine total
The
wins?
Pistons, they're going to go 8-74 this year. It's over.
So let's see. They got the Raptors next up. Lost.
Loss.
Rockets lost. Jazz, they might be able to beat the Jazz, but the craziest part is the Pistons are going to beat a decent team. They're not
That's
going
the
to be the sorry team. It's going to be a decent team. That's why like the writing was on the wall yesterday. I was like, are they really going to do this to the Celtics? Look, I threw a little bit of money on the money line. Um, but it's like, what do you think they have to do in order to turn things around, or
I
you
tell
think
you.
it's just over with?
Well, it's just well, they can't turn it around. You know, it's 28 in a row. It's wrapped up and stuff. I mean, yeah, you're right. They're going to be some decent teams and stuff. I don't think the Lakers is a decent team, but they're going to beat the Lakers. That's what I'm going to say on this show right here. Just to bother you. Look, got purple and gold. I didn't even know that
You
until just now. Like,
all
come on.
day.
Jesus. Yo, listen, first of all,
I bleed purple and gold.
oh my God, man.
I mean, I understand it. If I came from an impoverished franchise like yourself, then I would hate to. It's cool. I don't.
What's my franchise? We
It's
got
not. They don't have 18 banners.
we're not an impoverished franchise, okay?
Listen,
We're not an impoverished
I'm just
franchise.
talking trash until Wimby becomes him and turns
Yeah.
the ship around. So I just gotta enjoy the next 2 years of me talking trash to you. But as for the Pistons, let's wrap this up. As for the Pistons, I think that I mean, honestly, I think this season is a wash. I think what you can do is just, go on a couple winning streaks, like string a couple games together and maybe go into the all season with some type of I mean, I don't see it happening, but the morale, and I see people tweeting, save Cunningham, save, man, that kid is making a ton of money. He's fine. He ain't been losing
Yeah.
for years. He's fine.
Well, he was really emotional at the press conference. I seen how he couldn't even talk. He looked like he was on the verge of tears and
I
everything.
mean,
I
think
feel bad
about
for
it. These
him.
are competitors that want to
Yeah,
win.
yeah, and like yeah, you just said it, and I was just going to say that. Like he wanted, obviously, you see, he want to compete.
Right.
Obviously he wants to compete, but it's just like the inmates are running the asylum over there, and unfortunately, the inmates are the ownership, the leaders of there and stuff, and it's just sad.
Yeah.
I don't see how they can get back on track. Like I said, I just feel like they might just break this record of all time losses and everything. And I do feel like to end it, that if that does happen, if they do win 10, if they lose 70 games this year, I do think Monty Williams need to be on the hot seat. He should be good enough for them to at least, if they want to do this bad, at least, 62 losses. You know what I'm saying? 20 and 62 at least.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be this bad.
Yeah.
There's nobody out there. Now, if this was last year and you're in the Wimby sweepstakes, then I can understand it. I
Right.
want to
Right.
play, but like, come on. And then they're going to do all of this just so we could get to the lottery next year, and they got the sixth pick, yo. They're not going to win the lottery next year. All right, let's move on to the next subject, man. Because the Detroit, it's like
Hey,
talking
Detroit
about the
got some
Knicks.
good food though. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to
Yeah,
313.
yeah. Shout out to yeah. The 3-1. No, no, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah,
I ain't have
please,
no.
please save that. Please save that. Whatever you was gonna say. Please,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
All right, moving right along.
Yeah, let's talk about. Well, let's go talk about your Lakers for a second now. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about your Lakers and
Yeah,
your coach, aka Pockets Gallagher. You know what I'm saying? Darvin Ham and stuff. What's
man,
going on? What's going on your side of the town, man?
man. It's rough. It's rough in Laker Lane. I'm not going to even lie to you. Let me see. Darvin Ham recently made a comment that
Hmm.
had Lakers Twitter up in arms, and I'm gonna read it. Cam's got to step up, shooting with confidence, or eat up that space on the drive. Collapse the defense once he touches the paint and trying to find an open man. Same thing for Vando. The ball hits him and just can't. And it's, I guess it's supposed to say he just can't hold it, but you just can't hold it and be confused. So I'm gonna ask you this question before I give you my opinion. As a former professional athlete, how do you feel about the coach publicly calling out players?
Well, I personally had no issue with it and stuff. Like I would rather a coach just be honest and upfront with me, rather than just being doing a passive aggressive thing. It just depends on the type of player. I know players that don't like that public criticism and stuff, but you can criticize them in
Right.
private. There's players that you can't even criticize in front of the team that you want to be they have a one-on-one meeting and everything. Criticize them there. I don't mind being coached semi hard, but if if it's getting on the borderline of disrespect, then that's the issue right there. But what Darvin had, he didn't say nothing but the right thing and stuff. I mean, Vando does bobble the ball and stuff. Like he looked like he's, you know, all the time. He got to work on. He got to tighten up. He got to get with Coach Handy and tighten up his handle and stuff. You know, so it seemed like and with Cam Reddish, like Cam Reddish, he got to go back to understanding who he was when he was coming out of high school. Remember, he was the number one player coming out. Not Zion, not RJ Barrett. It was Cam Reddish that was the guy. You know, so Cam got to get back into that confidence of remembering that he is him. You know, so his career can get back on the track that it was supposed to get on and everything. So, you know, that's just my opinion on it. Like I don't have an issue with anything that Darvin Ham said and stuff because I mean it's facts. He's not lying, and we shall see. Hold on, we have a little bit of technical difficulties and stuff like that. So anybody that's watching, I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? Any questions y'all want to ask? You know what I'm saying? I'm right here. But like I said, I don't have an issue with Coach Ham, you know, calling players out. I do like it, more players need to get called out anyway. So it is what it is. Like, I don't have an issue with that at all and stuff.
It
So
cut me out.
now you good, you good, you good. Listen, man, I'm good. I'm good at this.
I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it from my phone because I don't want it
Okay.
to.
Now you good, you good, you good. Like I said, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
Um, what I was gonna say? Oh, yeah, let's move on.
You
Yeah, I
just
said
like
my
it
piece.
just depends on the player because each player
Yeah, yeah,
kind
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't have an issue with it and stuff. But I really want to talk about this Austin Reed situation and stuff, man, because I don't
Hold
know
on,
why
hold
y'all.
on, hold on before you skate over that. Listen, Darvin Ham, like I don't have a problem either with him calling out players. Um, but I feel like man, everything fell. I feel like when you call out players, you got to be doing your thing as a coach. Like you got to be doing your big one, and that's the exact opposite of what Darvin Ham has been doing. He has continually thrown out trash ass lineups. In fact, yesterday we won against the Hornets, who don't have anybody, so we should have won. Um, but I saw a lineup of Anthony Davis. I saw a lineup of Vando, Christian Wood, and Torian Prince in the game at the same time. Disgusting. Like absolutely disgusting. Like so I just find it funny that he's publicly calling these players out, but all he does is walk up and down the sideline with his hands in his pockets. Like you gotta the pot can't come on now. Y'all know the saying. Like Darvin, like that's what I don't like. And it's almost like he's already lost the locker room. So okay, yeah, I got you. It's almost like he lost the locker room. So it's like, why would you come out and say that? And I guess my biggest thing, my last point on the Lakers in particular, is the whole point of this whole offseason was to bring continuity to the team. They've played 1 minute with the starting lineup from last year. Um, that went to the Western Conference Finals. Disgusting. Like, and LeBron came out with a comment and said, you know, the in season tournament, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but basically, the in season tournament, like, took a lot out of us. So I think they lost like 3 straight games after that. And it's like, that's a BS answer. Just hoop, man. Just play basketball. Like, just hoop.
Yeah,
Just hoop.
I agree. I agree and stuff like. First of all, y'all shouldn't have went all out for the in-season tournament then.
Facts. Right? If
You
you
know
can't
what
do
I'm saying? They should have not win it. You know what I'm saying? But now they won it. LeBron's 5-time NBA champion. Let's go. He's close. I'm just
that's why we're never having the top 5 conversation.
we got listen. We could actually have the conversation. I'm gonna tell you why we could always have the conversation with me because I will agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I will be like, okay, cool. Like I'm not gonna be like, yo, this player, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then even when I did the list, I only posted it because I was going to take that and put it on Instagram because there's a bunch of people on there that I love. I love trolling on Instagram and stuff. People, so that's kind of why I did it. When real talk, when it is the top five, really honestly, I just think that 4 spots, 3 to 4 spots is automatically locked. You know what I'm saying? Like Bill, he has absolutely has to be in the top five. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to put Kobe in the top five, I don't have an issue. I think I
Still
even
not in my
have.
top five.
I even think I even said Kobe is a top five player. I don't have an issue with Kobe in the top five at all. You know what I'm saying? Like we would never get into a conversation where they'd be like, "Oh my God, is this?" No, I wouldn't do that because that's not what we're about. You know, like I even hate that. I even hate it and stuff. And I be going at people on Instagram all the time, like, y'all just talk about the same thing every day. There's a show that comes on Instagram every day. I'm not going to shout them out and stuff. All they do is talk about top five this, top five that. Kobe, LeBron, Jordan. I'm just like, it's the same show every day. Y'all should say episode one, and we live on Instagram too. Y'all know who I'm talking about now. Y'all should say episode one every day is the same show. It's the same show every day. Episode one. And I'm just like, that's why, I understand why you wouldn't do it, but that's why I wouldn't do it either because of the conversation that goes around. It just never changes and stuff. That's why I think that we can definitely come to an agreement. But like, all right, cool. Kobe top five. Like I really don't have an issue with it. I really don't. I won't even come back. But like, all right, I see why. You look at his numbers and stuff. Like, yeah, you know. But I think the real question, if we ever did it, is where Steph Curry fits in. He has to be in. He has to be a top 10 now. I
I think Gilbert Arenas said it best on his show. They did like a Mount Rushmore, right? Because I
Yeah,
think different criteria. Like, do I think that Steph Curry has changed the game of basketball? Absolutely. So he deserves a nod. But when people say like Steph is in their top five, I think that's blasphemous. I think that
yeah.
that's crazy. Steph is the best shooter we've ever seen and probably will ever see. He's just insane, right? You can't take anything away from Steph. So I don't mind if somebody says, "Hey, he's in my top 10." Cool. Probably not in my top 10, but close because he literally has changed the game of basketball. So I think the other players they said, like Shaq, he changed at the way the game was officiated. He changed centers being like these big dominant, like Shaq was just different, right? And so they named all these players. I think it was four players. It was Michael, it was Shaq, it was Steph, and it was one more player that they said actually changed basketball. I can't remember. But so from that Mount Rushmore standpoint, I like it how they're not saying like, hey, these aren't necessarily the best players of all time, but these are people that have actually changed the game. So I think when people start talking top five, top 10, you have to be more specific on what we're saying. Like, are we talking about the best players to ever play basketball? Are we talking about the best players that have the most rings? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the criteria has to be like obvious and placed out there. If that makes
I think I think when it comes to Steph Curry, like he got to be in the top 10 to me because of not only the rings, but and not even only because of how he changed the game and stuff. But what about him being at that size and leading a team to a championship when normally it's a bunch of big guys? I think I put it out. Only 7 people under 6'4" has won Finals MVP, right? But only two of them, which is Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas, were the best players on their team. Like sometimes you can just win Finals MVP just because you had a good run, like Andre Iguodala. You know what I mean? But like even when Chauncey Billups won Finals MVP, he wasn't the best player on that team. You know what I'm saying? I would leave that to like Ben Wallace or Rip Hamilton as being those best players on the team. Most likely Rip Hamilton, if anything. But
I agree with
as,
Rick.
as Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry, they were the best players on their team at that size and winning the championship. I think that counts. I think that matters for something. And Steph Curry won 4 rings. Like he shouldn't be at. I don't even think Steph Curry should be at 10. I think he should be higher than 10. I'm not saying he's five either. No, 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 no. I'm not saying he's five. I could say 8 or 9, but he just can't be 10 or whatever. Like the list has to change. It's a new era. Like we're gonna leave Kevin Durant out the list now too. You know what I'm saying? Now if we talking about as far as talent or whatever. Like,
But see, that's what I'm saying, right?
see,
That's
I
why I
don't have
said
it. All right, go
when
ahead, go
people
ahead, go ahead.
when people say top five, top 10, you gotta state your criteria. Because if we're talking about someone that is one of the most prolific scorers in basketball, that's Kevin Durant,
Mhm,
right? But
mhm.
people start getting questionable when you talk about his rings because he's ring chasing. So
See,
that's where we have to really define what criteria are we saying? Like, are we saying Kevin Durant is top 10 best of all time? Like, or are we saying Kevin Durant is top 10 best scorer of all time?
So I agree with you when it's that. So should there be multiple top 10 lists, top tens with the accolades? Well, if we can't do that, then Kareem will be the best player ever. You know what I'm saying? Kareem accolades is second to none. You know what I'm saying? Like Kareem has the best. His trophy list is crazy. You know, top 10 versus like skill set only and everything. Like I like that. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that at all. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that yeah, it's one of the toughest conversations to have and stuff. See, look, we can have a conversation like that and be like, hey, and then boom, 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 and not be like this. But no, nah. But seriously though, seriously, there's multiple podcasts of me saying like I got Kobe in my top five. It's multiple. It's multiple, and you really can't even you can't really debate it. To be honest, look what he did. You know, like look what he did. Five championships and stuff. And yes, he won the first three with the big fella. You know, of course. But then he came back, and then he got two in a row on his own. Went to almost three-peated. You know what I mean? Could have three-peated and stuff with, but you know the Dallas situation. Not Dallas. I'm sorry. The first Boston situation happened. You know that's why they had to go get Ron, so Ron could be like, "Yo, poor pants. I always won against you in the postseason. I own you in the postseason. This is what we're gonna do." And that's a fact. And look it up. It's a fact. Paul Pierce got one series win over Ron in his career. One. But that's a different story. But like what Kobe has done, and I know people be like, oh, you know, everybody be saying this because Kobe passed away. No, it's not because of Kobe passed away. Just look at what he's done. And that's it. Just look
Well,
at
the
what
thing
he's
is,
done.
the people that are saying that, they weren't outside when this was happening. They probably weren't even born. So I don't take their opinion with any regard. I think that when you literally look at professional athletes and NBA players that actually played with Kobe and grew up playing him, these are the, you know, best players in the world. If Kobe's in their top five, you telling me a dude that work at Best Buy going to tell me I'm gonna listen to him over somebody that actually played the sport and played with or watch Kobe play? Come on, I'm not listening to your top five. Like I'm not. So, you know, that's just what it is. But let's move on because my supervisor's texting me. So
Congratulations, welcome back. Right? I guess.
right.
All right. We're gonna talk about Joel Embiid real quick. Joel Embiid and Jaime Jaquez Jr. All right, we'll talk about Jaime Jaquez first
All right,
because
hold on real quick. Let me just text her back. You go ahead.
yeah, I got you. We will edit this old stuff out. Nah, but definitely got to give Jaquez his flowers because listen, that rookie has been hooping, averaging like 14 points on the season, 14 points, about four rebounds. This month of December, he's averaging, I want to say, like 16 and a half points, six and like six rebounds. And even like his last five games, almost 18 points, almost six rebounds per game and stuff. And I really just like how, you know, young Jaime, how he has been hooping. And he just looks like that Miami Heat type of player and stuff like that. He really do a lot of elite scouting, man. They got to have one of the best scouting teams in the game because it takes a particular type of player to play Miami Heat basketball, right? And to find those type of players is rare. You know what I'm saying? Because of how, and when I say Miami Heat basketball, we talking about Pat Riley and that Heat coaching thing. You know, Pat Riley got to have these body fat checks and stuff like where, hey, you got to be at 8% every time, man. Every time we do these body fat checks, you got to be at 8%. And the fact that you got these players that want to be like that, you know, when they making this amount of money is kind of crazy. So like, yo, Hawkeyes, man, like sometimes I'd be like, man, he be like number two in the rookie of the year race. You know, sometimes he even be number one or whatever, but he's definitely jumped into the top three conversation for rookie of the year. He definitely has a big chance of winning it. You know, depending on what the NBA does. You know, sometimes the NBA could rig some shit. You know, and me even being a Spurs fan, loving what Wemby is doing. You know, averaging nearly 20 and 10 with three blocks and a steal and a half, which is crazy for a guy that size. You know, the impact is not affecting winning because the Spurs is they're not a good team and stuff. So like that's why I have Chet Holmgren at number one right now as well. Even though you see everybody else be like, "Yo, Wimby is this," and I just hate that sometimes. Like it is what it is. That Chet is in a better situation and stuff. And I don't do the whole thing where if you don't play your first couple of years, then like you're not rookie of the year. I don't. I mean, you're not a rookie. I don't do that. Chet missed the whole season, and for a long part of that season, he couldn't really do no weight bearing exercises because of his foot. When you break your foot, you can't be on your feet because you could break it again and stuff like that. So I can be like I can understand why I wouldn't consider Chet a rookie, and especially his body didn't even improve that much. It do still look like a train rail, you know what I'm saying? But Jaquez, man, he really has been special this part of the season, man. And I really think that what what the Miami Heat did as far as scouting, Lauren, what the Heat did, elite scouting team. What's your thoughts?
I think I like him too. I think that he is the real Triple J, not that fraud
Ooh,
that stole Anthony Davis Defensive Player of the Year trophy. But that's another story for another day.
ooh, I like that.
I love the kid. I think the Lakers missed out on him. They picked Hood Shafino at 17, and then the real Triple J he went at 18. Um, and we had this conversation
Wow.
yesterday. We had this conversation yesterday. I'm not as hard on JHS as everybody else is because we haven't really seen him play. I didn't really know much about him when we drafted him, so I had to do my homework about it. But Triple J, I didn't really know much about him either. So I think people are like, "Oh, the Lakers missed out." They probably did, but at the end of the day, look who our coach is. It's not like he would be getting playing time anyway. So I'm glad he went to the Miami Heat because he'll have an opportunity to play for a great coach in Spo, and he'll have an opportunity to just learn and grow there. I'm glad Ham won't have the chance to ruin him. But he's averaging 13.8 points per game, shooting 51.4% from the field, shooting 38% from 3 point, and averaging 4 rebounds. He had a 31-point game. I mean, he's
Hmm.
been consistently hooping. Like, and I think Miami really did their big one with this draft pick. So I don't have anything bad to say about him. The kid is just he just goes out there and play hard every night.
Yeah, he did his big work on Christmas Day. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, solid player and stuff. I feel like he's gonna be one of those rookies that has one of those nice little game changing plays in the playoffs that can swing a series and stuff.
Yeah.
If Miami gets there or whatever. But yeah, like big shout outs to him. All right, can we talk about Embiid real quick? I know that aesthetically Embiid is not your style of player and stuff. When he's doing all the flopping and all the embellishment and stuff at that size, you can't be 7'1", 285 pounds and doing that. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it either. First of all, I don't think anybody that size should be flopping, taking no, not even flopping, taking charges. You should not be that size taking charges. Contest the shot, block the shot, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you falling on the floor all the time and stuff? But having said that, man, Joel Embiid had a month of December. He played 9 games in it, 40 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. Like it's just crazy how and he's averaging 35 on the year, like 35 and 13 on the season, which is insane. It's just crazy how talented he is, but also like the way that he gets his points, from a variety of the court, whether it's inside, mid range, off the dribble, 3 point shots and everything, off the catch and shoot, whatever. Like his offensive game is crazy, but I'm supposed to be giving him his flowers. But I really don't like how he does the thing at the line and stuff. But at the same time, I guess it is in the rule book. And if you have your certain hand on a player a certain way, he throws it up, then the referees they gotta call it now and stuff like. So no, I do agree. Like I do want Embiid to play more like with force and everything like that. Excuse me. It's just crazy how wild talented he is that he doesn't have to do that. He does not have to do that at all. Just play your game, big fella, and don't flop. Block the damn shot. Damn, I hate when big men take charges. I really do. First of all, it puts your body at risk when you're falling like that. You don't know what's behind you. You don't know what you're going to land on and stuff. They teach you how to fall, but you might land on your wrist a particular way, break your wrist and stuff, and like it's just, and then it puts the other player at risk too. You know what I'm saying, for getting hurt. You know, when you got players like John Morant going to the lane kind of crazy and stuff, they look for that contact. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just don't like it. I really just don't like how players, flop and take charges at that size and stuff. But like Joel Embiid, he had a month, man. He had a big month. I think his lowest scoring output was 34 points. He had two 50-point games, and um I think he had like three 40-point games in this month and stuff. But I just had to give him his flowers because that's just something that's we haven't seen a 40-point month since what, Kobe? since Kobe, right? Pretty much a 40-point month. He's been hooping.
I mean, I agree. I hate with a capital H watching Joel Embiid play basketball. However, I am not dense, and I do realize his impact on the game of basketball. I do realize his impact on the Sixers, and I do realize that he is one of the most skilled big men that we've ever seen. Just in his offensive toolbox, right? Like he
Yeah.
can step back and hit the three. He can, at an efficient rate, he can hit, go to the basket. Footwork's not Hakeem esque, but he can.
What?
I don't think so. I don't
That's
think
crazy.
I don't. But honestly, it might be because of the flopping. I just really like it's just so disgusting to me that sometimes I literally just turn the channel because it's gross. Like one game I think recently in December he had how many did he shoot? Oh no, I'm sorry, that was Giannis. But close. They do the same thing. At least Giannis doesn't flop as much. Like he don't fall dramatically as much. Like one I saw it's literally clipped on Twitter of just like a 5 minute highlights of just Joel and B flopping. Like that's gross, bro. Like, but in regards to like his offensive bag, I mean, who wouldn't want him on their team, right? Like he can just flat out score the basketball at every level. So I'll give him his flowers too. Had a hell of a December, but bro, just please stop some of the flopping. Not even all of it, just some. Just
Some of the flopping. Just tone
but
it down a
also,
little flopping.
people not talking about how Maxi has helped his game out a lot too. He's able to penetrate to the hole and just dish it out to Joel, and
Hey,
you
yo.
know. So yeah,
yeah,
that did not deserve. You know what? So yeah.
yeah, yeah. Hey, yo, yeah, exactly. You be getting me all the time. Whatever, yo. Nah, but I mean, that's it. That's it for the show and stuff. And guess what? This is the first time we mentioned the Knicks on the show. We went on a show without talking about the Knicks. I ain't got nothing positive to say about the Knicks, except for Jalen Brunson, yo. Oh,
One
matter of
A
fact, yo, we
baby.
gotta talk about, yeah, real quick, real quick. Now, Jalen Brunson is not going to win a championship in his NBA career. I don't see it happen, especially not in New York.
Well,
He's
damn.
absolutely no. I mean, it is. It is what it is. Like the Knicks, the ownership of the Knicks is like the Detroit Pistons. They're just winning more games. The ownership being away too as well. Fire Coach Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying?
He gotta go.
He's too antiquated for this era of basketball. I'm sorry. He got to go.
He gotta go. He gotta go.
Like,
Yeah.
why you got Emmanuel quickly rotting on the bench like that? We'll gladly take him on the Spurs. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't understand why he doesn't start them together because they play
yeah,
well together. So I don't.
yeah.
I don't understand, but
But
that.
but Brunson, but like since this is we talk women's and men's basketball too, I kind of feel like everybody blew it out of proportion when Becky Hammond said her thing about Jalen Brunson, the superstar with the small player. Literally at the beginning of this episode, I said that only seven people under 6'4" won Finals MVP, and
Yeah.
two of them was the best player on that team. So
Yeah.
yes, the odds is against Jalen Brunson to be a champion. You know what I'm saying? There's not a knock on him. I think that Jalen Brunson should be an All-Star starter this year, and that's a fact. He should be an All-Star starter. Hopefully, because we get a lot of Nick love and stuff like that. Hopefully, you Nick fans will get out there and vote. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. I want to see you Knicks fans get out there and vote for Jalen Brunson being a starter. He's absolutely a starter. Who's playing better basketball than him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, from a talent standpoint, look at what he's doing. Sometimes he looks like he's the best player on the Knicks. And when Julius Randle started off
He
slow,
is the best player
Jalen
in the Knicks.
Brunson.
Hold on, what you mean he look like? He is the best player in the Knicks. Stop. 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 It's not Julius Randle.
Oh, I wish we could put a
Stop.
poll up. I wish we could put a poll up, man. You know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, who's the best player on the Knicks, man?
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson. Hey, that's interesting right there.
Jalen
You know, we need
Brunson.
to get we need to get some Knicks fans up here one of these times to talk. You know, I'm not going to give you out of the floor too much, Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? We'll give you about 6 minutes to get your point across because sometimes y'all Knicks fans be y'all be wilding.
Right.
But nah. But Jalen, like what Becky Hammond said, she was right about Jalen Brunson and stuff. But Jalen Brunson, I see him as a one player, like hold us one A whatever. Like I see that. I could see that. I don't have an issue with what anything that Becky Hammond said about Jalen Brunson. So I think everybody just blew it out of proportion because there's a women's basketball coach talking about men's basketball and stuff. And how dare y'all talk bad about Becky Hammond because what she was an NBA coach for a couple of years. I think she was there for like 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Before she went back to the WNBA and won two championships in a row. You know, she's 2 for 2. 2 years coaching in the WNBA, two championships, man. So I think that y'all got to put some more respect on Becky Hammond's name and stuff when it comes to her opinion, because she's an NBA coach, you know, and she might actually get one of these NBA jobs one of these times and stuff. Who knows? Yeah, man. Listen, I think
Well,
that
let's.
was
I mean, let's call a spade, right?
yeah.
It's because she's a woman.
I said that. Yeah, motherfuckers, mofos just being mad, sexist, misogynistic, or whatever and stuff like that.
It's
They didn't want to hear
because
that.
she's a
Like
woman.
you know, we know the deal and stuff like that.
And
Like
the craziest part is Becky Hammond. Like, y'all want someone who was a undersized guard herself, who had to fight against adversity to just make it into the WNBA. Like, she's coming from a place of I've been there and done that before. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
not coming from a place of malice. And I
yeah,
think what irritated me was like people were acting like she was calling him trash. She said how great of a player he was. Like, you know what I'm
hmm,
saying? Like, she just also said, and she knows personally how difficult it is to win a championship as a small guard when the small guard is your best player. It is very difficult, as you said, almost damn near impossible. So I don't, I do under. I was gonna say I don't understand why people blew it out of proportion, but I do understand why people blew it out of proportion. It's because she's a woman, and this
yeah,
woman knows more basketball than all of you niggas. Like, let's be clear. Like, sorry, but let's be clear. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's be clear. Let's be very clear. Like, she was, an assistant coach for the Spurs under Pop, one of the best basketball minds. So you think he gonna go out and just hire her just because? No. Like, he went to her Hall of Fame like when she got inducted. Like, they have a special relationship. And if I had to say, am I gonna take advice from somebody on Twitter or social media, or pick the brain of a Hall of Famer, Becky Hammond, as a coach? Come on, dude. Like, come on. No,
yeah.
it's just
That's
a woman.
facts.
It's
And
just
this is why. And this is why. I don't call it basketball opinion no more. When it's people like me, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody that's on the 9450 that played basketball, because that's my only stipulation. You got to join the network. You have to play basketball. That's it. Because you understand what it takes, like the ins and outs and stuff like that of what
Mhm.
goes on to a basketball player's mind. You know what I'm saying? But I don't call it basketball opinion no more. It's basketball advice. Basketball advice is for people that have been there before. You know what I'm saying? A basketball opinion is from someone who think that how it should be. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to go with the thinking how it should be, or are you going to go with the person that been there and done that before? You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, when it comes to basketball, I'll be telling people like, "Yo, you can't speak to me." And it's not being me being cocky. It's not me being disrespectful or nothing like that. It's just me spitting facts. You haven't been there. You think that's what it is, but is actually not what it is. This is what it is. So you really can't debate me and talk to me on that because I put blood and sweat and tears in this game or whatever, time away from my family and stuff like that. Going to different going to different wild cities like Fargo, North Dakota, Gallup, New Mexico, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Santa Claus, Indiana. Playing basketball. Stuff like that. And so like people don't understand like what it takes to be a basketball player. But obviously we in a digital world now, and in the digital world, everybody got to have an opinion and stuff, and everybody have their right for an opinion and stuff. But you're not right. I'm sorry. To be honest, Jake, you're like what they say, you're loud and wrong. You know what I mean? And if you watch a lot of basketball and then all right, cool, I will respect your opinion and stuff like that, but it's just an opinion to me. It's not advice. You still haven't been there. You don't know the ins and outs. You're still going off of what you see on TV or what you're reading on the computer when you're doing your research and stuff like that. Like I have hard data of when it comes to basketball and what it takes to make it and seeing it. And even if I didn't make it myself, because I get that all the time, but like shit, I grew up in a house with somebody that did. You know what I'm saying? Like shoot, I wrestled over the cornflakes with the roaches in it with somebody that played in the league and stuff like
Man,
that.
listen,
You know
don't
what I'm
listen.
saying?
You still technically play professional. It wasn't the NBA, but
Oh
you
no,
still
I got well. Hold on, I played the NBA summer league and stuff. You know what I'm
Summer
saying?
League. Yes.
Listen,
Okay, look, I'm
hey,
not
listen,
downgrading. Go ahead, Summer League. I ain't
listen,
downgrading.
I got a Maloof. I got NBA checks, man. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. You
Period.
know what I mean? I got you know what I mean? NBA paid me thousands. I got some thousands from the league, yo. Stop playing.
Period. Period.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? No, but no, seriously, I know sometimes we joke a lot. But seriously though, like we got to do better with the discourse of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Basketball conversations and stuff like that. Like we shouldn't really be going at these players' heads. And this is why all these basketball players just got their own podcast now. Back in the day, these players was not getting their own podcast now. Now that players can tell their own story from a player's perspective and stuff, and it actually hurts people like us, independent podcasters, because now they don't have no reason to come on our show no more. They have zero reason to come on the show because all they could do is just do their own thing, and then they got their core fans already. They already coming in with hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of fans and stuff. Why do you think like Jeff T got one of the illest podcasts out? Why Draymond Green has the number one basketball podcast out, like the number one. Paul George, his podcast blowing up, top five podcasts. Because of the
I didn't even know Paul George had one.
yeah the
I'm sorry. I'm
podcast
sorry. I'm
pre-show.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah, the podcast P show and stuff. Like, look,
Yeah.
and that they don't need our voice no more. They don't
Right.
need us no
I
more and
agree.
stuff because of what how the conversation has went. Because y'all want to listen to the mainstream people on those debate shows and stuff. I'm not going to say their name, but we know who we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Or bringing in football guys that don't know basketball like that. I don't care if they play professional football. They don't know basketball. Like you hear it when they talk all the time. Like I can't even watch the show because they got football guys talking basketball. They don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? So when when regular people that's basketball fans talk bad about the game, it puts us at a disservice because now we're not going to be able to get those guests to come on our show because they got their own thing and they could do their own thing and stuff. So, which I'm not mad at and stuff, but I really wish they would come on our podcast so they could talk and stuff. But that's my rant on it and stuff like that. Listen, just shut up. Simple as that. I would curse, but my son's right here and stuff like that, and this is a Christian home. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. Nah, but
Shout out to Christmas break.
shout outs to the break, man. Shout outs to the break for real. Nah, but yeah, we're gonna get out of here and stuff, man. Just thank everybody for tapping in as usual and stuff. We're gonna be doing these live shows and everything. This is actually pretty fun. And don't forget to follow us, man. You already know you're on the platform, so follow us. Um, follow Lolo Bike on Twitter, and you can follow me, the Pod Hooper and stuff, and just follow the show and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you tapping in with us. We out of here. Love is love.